Well, took a minute back on another video, episode 2 of Kabuto. 4. So, 7 minus 2. 5 episodes ago. We're done. And these come right until the next episodes come out. It's pretty fun just releasing these for like a month. You know, releasing these limited time. That makes it really annoying, especially those who actually want to watch them officially. Stupid toy. I don't understand why they don't want to do it. This is on their YouTube channel. They're stubborn. They wanted to release and then just release them. Took shouts to publish release and then these special home media releases. It'll be more fucking easy. Oh well. Let's just get into this review. Overall, time limit is up on whatever that day is. So, the episode, it was a slight recap of the last episode. When I realized something, the first time the enemy has not been finished off with a rider kick. A rider kick always ends the monster. That's a common thing you see in Kamen Rider. Rider kicks. So... yeah. I'm just saying, rider kicks is just one common thing. That was due to budgetary constraints too, if you didn't know. The reason the rider kicks is due to budgetary constraints for the original series. It just became such a iconic thing. Plus, children can mimic it. Do you want children to kick each other? I just realised. They're stupid. For one, do they want to coach kids to kick each other? Say, replicate moves. Well, maybe I want to say that, but still. That's kind of not something you want kids to do. The ultimate being is harmless because it's just 2 hand gestures. You're not doing anything other than that. A kick is dangerous. I can't kill someone. It still hurt someone. Shit, it's almost 3 o'clock. So. Right. Kagami's boss shows up. Initially thinking Soji is Kagami. But realizes he's not just a few seconds later. He knows. Yeah. Anyway, Soji escapes with a list. And this time your is not jarring. After the opening, we got to the Tendo residence. Where the soul would be the last episode with Soji cooking his sister dinner. Food, sorry, breakfast. Slightly different. He says he wasn't going to use people. They're not mentioning anything that happened with the worms. He's able to figure out. He's pretty smart. And actually, shows he's not a bad person. I wasn't really sure about this character, but he is starting to go. I am liking him a little bit for now. Well, again, this is just early in the series, and I want to do like the protagonist. If you can't like a leap like that, then you're doing something wrong. Well, I hope Kamen Rider Myth's gonna be good. I actually want to see something different. A female rider as a lead. Well, why not? It'd be different. It'd be different to past Kamen Rider. It sets up apart. And it's way Western more is in mind as well this time. Some of the Zats, because that was made not just for the Japanese audience, but for the Westerners too. At least, speaking of Westerners, they said, right, they remember them saying on Homework that they were releasing the Super Special Capability on Tokusatsu's YouTube channel. Nothing. Not there. So, some rights issues? I don't freaking know. Unless that was also just made that up. I don't fucking know. That disappoints me. Anyway. Anyway, Kagami doesn't really know much more about him, but he does say you recognize the guy. Man once saying he's a weirdo. Now, they can't let someone. They can't. Only members of Zeds can become Kamen on. Of. Ah, shit. Sets, I think it's called. Sets. Suts. Shit, wrong the name. It's the only member that. Only member. I don't say sets. Only members of sets can become Kamen Riders. They need to find who he is. But for now. Oh well. They're going to be meeting up with the Radical idea from HQ. No. So, yeah. Now we got to Hiyori. And doing some drawings. You can tell she's more of a person who's alone a lot. She draws pictures of two fairies. Interesting. Well, she works in a restaurant too. But now, you mentioned when you say fight Soji, they were given the two choices: join them or be eliminated. For the good of the world, they don't need to force someone to join them. Just keep an eye on them. Don't need in case some trouble happens. But Zoji has helped people so far. Well, no, exactly. Technically, he hasn't helped people. He has kicked Worm's ass. He was episode, but. So, the bike. Also, it's supposed to be Kabuto's bike. So, it goes with the driver, ready for HQ, President HQ. Well, Soji ends up visiting in a cafe where Hiyori works. And again, it shows he's not a bad person. Like in the last episode, he stood up for her, going out the shopkeepers for ignoring her. Again, Soji is can be a bit arrogant at times, but he's a good person. You actually are seeing it. He's a kind person. What happened to his parents? Why is he living with just his sister? And how do they live in such a good big place? Are they rich? There's a lot more questions about this character. But unlike Akito, which is a bit more serialized in his episode storytelling. Yeah, clear. Episodic means no continuity. Episodic just means we set to the status quo at the end of every episode. You see a lot of cartoons, so if they try to do a similar thing that happens in one episode, that would not fair because we go on with the next. But a serialized narrative is a plot that continues on throughout the rest of the story. Like, say, you're looking at a TV drama. A mystery show. Normally, a mystery show will have one mystery type for a season, a murder, and with a serialized narrative, clue every episode that ties into whoever the person is. So that Akito was more serialized in that nature, as the episodes did lead into each other. Each one ended on a cliffhanger, so they tie in together in a way, which was refreshing for Kamen Rider. Because you wouldn't believe it, this season came out in 2006. By the way, Kabuto came out in 2006, 20 years ago. Yeah, people say it's the late 2000s Kamen Rider season. As the starting to slowly shift into phase 2. I mentioned in the last video about how the drivers have gone more slightly complex. So when Kamen a decade on, actually starting decade too, the the drivers come properly portable. Just the buckles, the portable buckles now. The straps appear once you put it next to your stomach. So yeah, which in a way works. It allows them to carry the drivers everywhere they want, rather than being the big and bulky. Rather than being big and bulky. I say finally replace the charger, so I'll be able to do videos while the phone's charging now. Meanwhile, so anyway, Kaguya's superior is meeting with the guy from HQ. But he's not as well, and she hears a feeling rain in the men's bathroom. She goes to investigate. We got it already. Yes, she hasn't got. Wow, I'll think about it. I find this interesting. Why, mate? Well, you can see a lot of the 2000s coming in actually loud smoking. I've got to mention this in my Agito review, but the professor, she was smoking. And this episode had some jerks smoking. Like, those would not be allowed on TV today. Well, Japan's most likely because the 2010s changed Japan. It makes sense. Times change. So it's slightly cracking down on those types of things in kid shows. Well, they still show blood. They still show blood and death. Well, characters still die, but they don't get stabbed or anything like that. Usually just die from the monster's attack. The only Sentai character ever die, not by a villain, but by just a normal human, was Guy Yuki in Jojo's Jetman. Sorry for the spoiler for that. But you don't need to worry, that happens at the end of the series. Like in the final episode, towards the end of the episode. After a time skip. Quest changer! I heard that series actually saved Super Sentai. Because after Chikyu's sent the Fireman, the ratings were pretty low. Get my Power Rangers in space. That was supposed to be the final season, but thanks to that, it became popular and brought back. As Power Rangers stopped, I don't know, during this late post Zoro era, the series started to give more character development and stuff, focusing more on story, and then just, plot of the week story. Like, there's nothing wrong with episodic storytelling. Yeah, if you choose, like, some bit, largely cut between specific story elements. And Goijo has a lot of filler episodes between their storylines. Oh boy. That's what we want to have a long watch, alright? But anyway. So, after that, we got. Alright. Anyway, she ends up discovering that the writer has been murdered. Well, Kagami arrives, actually say basically he works there part time. Soji is actually waiting for him. And sees his job as that is more of a secret. This is a secret organization. Makes sense if they ever cover stuff up. Makes sense to be a secret organization. Soji wants to learn more about them. If we can trust them or not. Kagami says that. Easy covers stuff up. And when to kill someone just because they have a power. And when they kill someone, they don't join them. Yeah, I agree with Soji. Why should we trust this group? They say you're protecting the people, but they kill someone who's they would willingly kill someone who hasn't done anything wrong. Who's just used just because he has a sister, a belt that only members of their group have. You didn't steal it. You never did anything wrong. They kill him for the greater good. Yeah, some shady shit's going on. I don't trust that company. Won't be surprised to become antagonists at some point later down the line. But anyway, Soji. Anyway. Soji said he will join if Kagami's beneath him. You know, a bit funny. As Kagami is saying this was all good, but Soji said basically he walks his own path. I quote stuff on his grandmother. Quote stuff his grandmother told him when she passed. Hey, so he leaves, and his ball with someone there. So, Kagami gets a call about the HQ guy by HQ being dead. If I go, he looks exactly like the one following Soji. Means it's a worm. These worms are pretty smart. They will figure out their writing who their writing candidate was, and eliminate him before he can even wear his driver. Like, there's a lot more death in these early seasons in the Heisei era. Like, sure, people still kind of still die by a day, but usually in modern Sentai and Kamen Rider, there are people who don't exactly die when they get saved. There are sections to that. Like I said. Anyway. Hey, Soji is compared with this worm. I don't know. Basically, Soji's only guess what the worm's thinking. That says he won't be able to hedge in a small cramped space, but that's where he's wrong. As he's able to summon the Kabuto, sets it's called, Kabuto sets, and Henshin's. Oh well, so Kagami does there's a way to wind the clock up, but Soji says he already knows. As he's had this belt for a long time, and been practicing to use it. There's a lot of his workouts earlier in the previous episode. So, yeah, by saying you can see the armor parts starting to come off, and when he says cast off, he pulls the holes of the Kabuto set, and the armor comes off with his true form. That's the baseball, a color of Kabuto. Interesting. The armor is like a heavy shell in a way. I guess that's why it's a bug feed. So yeah, he'll use his clock out, take care of some of the words, but Vice wanted to the guards. He was saying some people. Sure, he's a good person. I'll do all that. He's pretty interested. But we don't know where we got that belt from. I guess we'll find out at some point. As the episode ends with that guy vowing to find him at all costs to their boss. Who gave some weird metaphor about owls. Next episode, we'll see what's set as we see how Seth is all about. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy my content. Please subscribe to the subscribe channel. About it. Always come as you guys leave episode 3 to 7. That's the rest of the story. Sayonara.